Good morning, Vietnam! Welcome back to Jedi Dropouts. My name is James Moss.
And I'm Ryan Taylor. Today we're doing something a little bit different.
We're break from format. We're trying something new.
This is our premiere mini-sode. We're going to do on our off weeks a miniature episode. Not quite as long, where we just... It's going to be basically a top 5.
Usually, we're going to try and keep it to like either a quick top 5, one quick topic. It's going to kind of alternate weeks between our full-length episodes and then our mini episodes, just to kind of keep content coming and kind of, just get some quicker topics off our head.
Yes, so the takeaway being from today onward, as of the release of this episode, there will be new content every single week.
Yes. So
today's topic, that is the most anticipated movies and TV shows of 2017, or at least the ones that we're looking forward to the most.
Yeah, our personal top 5 favorite, or, well, can't say favorite because we haven't fucking seen them yet. The ones that we're most looking forward to.
Now, I left a few out on mine because I feel like you're going to mention them anyway.
Okay.
Just a suspicion I have. But before we get into that, let's just quickly let's talk about what we've seen so far this year. Do you have a favorite movie or TV show 2017 so far?
Excuse me. I might have to say Guardians Volume 2.
That's what I expect mine would be, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
As of right now, I would say Kong Skull Island, which we touched on in an earlier episode as well. I hadn't seen it at the time, but it's my favorite so far out of the 3 I've seen, which are that, Logan, and Lego Batman movie.
Logan, also really up there, and I very much enjoy Beauty and the Beast.
I still haven't seen that one. I haven't seen Guardians 2, Beauty and the Beast, and Get Out, and I'm expecting great things out of all 3.
Yeah.
TV shows, you got anything, even if it's not a new show, but like a new season of a show?
New season of a show, I felt season 5 of Arrow really brought it back. Season 3 and 4 of Arrow had its good episodes, but I felt the seasons overall were a little lacking. But season 5 brought in a lot of new characters, and I thought season 5 of Arrow was probably the best episode they've done yet.
Awesome. That's a show I need to catch up with. I'm also going to say something CW here. I'm going to say Riverdale. Riverdale is fucking awesome. Have you seen any of it, or?
I have not seen Riverdale. No.
I know you do watch Arrow and The Flash, so you've got the CW feel.
Yes. Another series that was really good for this year, Santa Clarita Diet.
Santa Clarita Diet was hilarious.
It was so good.
I had no expectations going in. I saw the ad, I skipped past it, and then you told me to watch it, and then we watched it literally the next day.
Yeah. No, it was really good. In fact, I might rewatch it soon.
Yeah, really funny, and I believe it's been renewed for season 2.
I hope so. I really like Drew Barrymore. I've always liked Drew Barrymore. And Timothy Olyphant?
He was great in that.
Oh my god, so good.
2 things. Drew Barrymore, I never really cared for. She was funny as shit in that.
Yeah.
And after watching Timothy Olyphant in that, I feel like maybe there's room for him in a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Here are the 2 ideas off the top of my head. Bullseye.
Yeah.
Or Riddler.
Ooh, he would be a good Riddler.
Right? I can picture him opposite Ben Affleck too, right?
Yeah.
Riverdale, I'm going to stress again, so good. It's very CW. It's reminiscent of Gossip Girl in a lot of ways, but it's a lot darker. There's a lot more murder and mystery going on, and The plot keeps you really interested right up until the end. I can't wait to see the next season.
I'll have to check it out because I haven't even so much as watched a trailer for Riverdale.
Oh man, it's so fucking good. It's all on Netflix.
See, the only things I've seen about Riverdale so far is like people on Facebook being like, Archie's abs. And it's just like, if that's the only review I'm seeing of it.
He takes off his shirt in like every episode, but I mean, it's like a 5-minute scene, and there's
but I mean,
more
if
going on.
that's the only review I'm seeing of something, that's not going to compel me to watch it.
I think you'd actually really like Cole Sprouse as Jughead. It's not like the old comics, but it is way more like the new comics.
Cool.
It's apparently heavily inspired by Mark Waid's Archie series, which I haven't read yet. And it is the show is run by the writer of Afterlife with Archie.
Okay.
The Archie zombie series, which is amazing. And let's get into it. Top 5, and I'm gonna start this off because it's a perfect segue. Number 5 on my list is season 2 of Riverdale.
Cool.
They're starting the second season this year.
Yeah.
The first season was January to May, and season 2 is going to be released this fall.
Cool.
So it's pretty quick, and I'm excited. Quick note, honorable mention. I was gonna say Game of Thrones, and I am more excited for Game of Thrones than some of the stuff on this list, but either A, everyone who is gonna watch Game of Thrones is probably already watching Game of Thrones, and B, because of spoilers, there's really not a whole lot to say.
Yeah.
Because people are really, really touchy about spoilers on that show for some reason. So, do you want to go back and forth, or do you want to do one at a time in this one?
Let's go back and forth, seeing as it's going to be a short episode.
Yeah, sure.
So you said
My number 5 is Riverdale Season 2, although I am very excited for Game of Thrones, and that was my original number 5.
Okay. Number 5 for me is It.
Oh my god. I'm reading It for the first time, the novel. I'm about halfway through it, and holy shit, it's scary as fuck.
Yeah. And it just looks so good. Bill Skarsgård in the trailers looks terrifying as Pennywise.
He does. Have you seen any of the more recent trailers? With, like, there's a lot more dialogue with the kids.
I have not.
I'm really surprised. Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things.
Yep.
He plays Richie. And I didn't know if he'd be able to pull off the kind of smart-ass character, but he's nailing it. There's a new trailer that's got a lot of his dialogue in it, and it's fantastic.
I'll have to watch that as soon as we're done recording.
So that comes out in September, I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah, early September this year. And I don't get out to see a lot of movies in theaters, but that probably constitutes the 4 or 5 hours of driving.
Yeah. There's a few that I'll probably make the trip to St. John's to see.
Nice.
Just because it's such a nicer theater.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me is a movie called Baby Driver. Have you heard much about that?
I have not.
Okay, I know this one is more specific to me because this is directed by Edgar Wright. And Edgar Wright is my favorite director, hands down. Edgar Wright directed Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and The World's End.
Okay.
And the 3 Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, the 3 Flavors Cornetto trilogy, they call it, that he directed, are honestly my 3 favorite movies of all time.
Sweet.
Shaun of the Dead is easily my favorite movie.
Shaun of the Dead's classic.
Shaun of the Dead is just so fucking good. Nothing comes close to it for me. Like, I can watch it over and over. And it's at the point where I don't even feel the need to watch it because I have it kind of internalized, and I can just kind of watch it in my head whenever I want. Which is a scary thought. But Baby Driver is, he's straying away from, he's not working with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost this time. It's not a British movie, it's an American-made movie. It releases June 28th, so it's pretty soon. The movie stars Ansel Elgort, who was in what? He was in the Divergent movies, I believe, and I think is that the same guy that was in Fault in Our Stars or Fault with Our Stars? It's Our Stars' Fault, whatever the fuck the movie's called.
The Fault in Our Stars, Divergent. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that guy, and I haven't seen much out of his acting yet, but from the trailers it looks good. Lily James, Kevin Spacey, John Hamm, Jamie Foxx, John Bernthal, and Flea.
Wow.
And the movie is about a young getaway driver whose driving is fueled by his own personal soundtrack.
Yes, I did. I have seen the trailer.
He takes on one last job for a veteran kingpin. But get this, I looked through the soundtrack. This is the music that the character is actually named Baby, right?
Yes.
His personal soundtrack features Run the Jewels, Queen, Danger Mouse, Simon and Garfunkel, Blur, and the Beach Boys.
Wow.
Edgar Wright hasn't let me down yet. Even Scott Pilgrim, which I didn't like quite as much as the others, I still love the movie.
I'm looking at Ansel Elgort now. Who's also in Carrie.
I never saw that after
the remake.
No, that was like, what, 4 years ago? I didn't see that after.
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was alright.
Yeah.
It didn't suck.
Didn't suck. You know, that's actually kind of the standard at which we rate horror movies these days.
Yeah.
It didn't suck, you know.
Yeah. Number 4, I said The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Oh, yeah, that's the new Ryan Reynolds, Samuel Jackson. Is that right?
That movie looks like it's going to be hilarious with just over-the-top, nonsensical levels of action.
I saw a poster the other day. I don't know if this is an official poster or just fan-made, but it was really well done. And they took the movie The Bodyguard, the Whitney Houston one, and they replaced it with a shot of Ryan Reynolds with Samuel Jackson in his arms and did the poster of The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Nice.
It was pretty fantastic. It looked really funny. I never heard about it until they dropped that trailer.
Me either. But I'm very excited for this movie. It looks like one that I'm going to laugh my ass off at.
Which is good because, I don't know, it seems like good comedies these days they don't come too often, you know?
No.
We don't get them like we used to.
Definitely not.
Number 3 for me, and this one's coming pretty soon, Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah?
I can't wait.
I mean, I'm going to go see it, but this is the third Spider-Man origin in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of getting tired of it.
If they can avoid the Uncle Ben stuff, which I think they might.
I hope so.
Then that's great. But on one hand, we've gotten a lot of Spider-Man movies, but on the other hand, this one looks like the best.
Yeah.
And I'm up for it. I love Spider-Man, and
I like that they're going with a different villain.
Yes, exactly, because Spider-Man has one of the best rogue galleries, and it's not really fully explored at all.
No, they keep dipping into Green Goblin.
They do. Yep. I mean, who'd they have in Amazing Spider-Man 2? Electro, Goblin, right? And that sort of Rhino that...
Yeah.
Like, every time they try and do different villains, they do it so poorly that it just sets a bad example.
Yeah.
Like, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin was great. I really liked Rhys Ifans. Lizard.
Yep.
And
I didn't hate Jamie Foxx's Electro.
I didn't hate it, but you know.
And as far as Sandman goes, Thomas Hayden Church was a good casting choice.
He wasn't the problem.
No.
There's a lot of other problems, but he wasn't really one of them. Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus was amazing.
Yeah. He was the only person I can really... Every time I try to picture Doc Ock, that's who I see.
Yeah. But, I mean, even if you avoid every villain that's ever been adapted in a Spider-Man movie, you've still got Vulture and Shocker like they're using. You've got Scorpion. You have Mysterio. You've got Kraven.
Yeah.
There's some fucking great villains. Hobgoblin, which I think was supposed to be hinted at in Spider-Man 3, but they didn't make it obvious enough that.
Yeah.
No. But I like the look of Homecoming. I like what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just love Spider-Man. Give me more.
I really like that Dennis Leary was in the last ones.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't actually hate the last ones. I thought Andrew Garfield was a good Spider-Man.
I thought he was way better than fucking Toby. Little Tobes.
Yeah. He wasn't a very good Spider-Man, but I don't know. The first two were good enough to kind of see past it because the villains carried him. Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina carried the first two movies.
Yes. And then the third movie just. Ugh.
Have you seen the new poster for Homecoming?
No.
There's a really dumb poster they released, and there's literally like 2 Spider-Mans and 2 Iron Mans on the poster for some reason.
I'm Googling.
And there's some people have photoshopped it and mocked it and replaced every character on the poster with Iron Man. And it's really funny.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Which one are you looking at? You're looking at the... just look for the all Iron Man. Anyone listening to this, try and find online the Photoshop version of the Homecoming poster with I swear it's got like 8 or 9 Iron Mans, and I think 1 Spider-Man in the background, and it's too fucking funny. Which is it like with the size of Robert Downey Jr.'s head on the poster is pretty fucking accurate. But despite the poster, I think it's gonna be a good movie. Mostly because the MCU is involved and Tom Holland is so good. There you go. That's the one. I found it. Yep. What do you got for number 3?
Number 3, I have The Last Jedi.
Yeah, see, this is the one I left out on purpose because
you knew I was going to say it.
I knew you had to say it. Like, of course, The Last Jedi is in my top 5.
Like, anything Star Wars is going to be so, like, I love Star Wars.
I'm not personally a fan. I don't know why we named our podcast The Jedi Dropouts.
Just because you hate Star Wars so much, you wanted to drop out.
That's why I dropped out. It was I was getting good grades, but I just dropped out of spite.
Yeah.
Teen angst.
Rebellion. I mean, I don't really know what more needs to be said about that one.
I don't. What is there to say about it? It's not just a new Star Wars movie. It's a new Star Wars anthology film.
Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 8.
Yeah.
The Last fucking Jedi. It's gonna be insane.
Star Wars. Enough said.
Yeah.
They could have literally called the movie Star Wars Enough Said, and I'd still go. No trailer released. Just a poster with just a font. And I'd show up.
If I were the marketing department, I would try and save as much money as possible, and just put a black screen. The teaser trailer just being a black screen with and that's it. Then cut it short and put a fucking date, and then everyone will lose their shit anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
I mean, it's really cool that we got that amazing teaser trailer.
It was great.
But I'd be just as excited otherwise, right?
Yep.
Number 2 for me, something I touched on in an earlier episode, Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Yes.
I'm stoked. If you haven't seen Kingsman yet, fucking see it. You'll love it. I mean, maybe someone listening to this wouldn't like it, but I can't see what's not to like about Kingsman. And it's something I forgot to mention. Somebody who's in the first one, Mark fucking Hamill is in that.
Really?
Yes. Which is funny because in the comic, Mark Hamill is a character, like as himself. In like obviously he's not in it. He's not. There's no acting in a comic book, but Mark Hamill is mentioned, and there's some dialogue about sci-fi movies. So then Mark Hamill appeared in Kingsman as a different character.
Sweet.
September 29th. Fucking pumped.
Cool.
What do you got? Number 2.
Number 2, The Defenders.
The Defenders. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for The Defenders. And more so, Punisher?
Yes.
Which I hope we get this year.
Yes. I'm stoked for Punisher. I love Iron Fist, the character, not the Netflix series. Netflix series, I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it as much as most people did.
No, me either.
I enjoyed it. But there's a lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
But I loved Daredevil. I loved Luke Cage.
Yes.
So even having... I feel even the team up between Power Man and Iron Fist there will be great. I think, what's his name, Finn Jones?
Yes.
He wasn't bad as Danny Rand.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
And they've even said in the show, like, he's not the best Iron Fist.
No.
Like,
yeah, I like that
out
aspect.
of all the people who have had the mantle of the Iron Fist, he is not the best.
No.
The dude's still learning. He's still growing. He's still tapping into everything. So, hopefully we see Danny Rand coming more into, the Iron Fist. And
with where they left off with... I'm really curious to see where they left off at the end of Iron Fist, how he comes back into the Defenders.
It'll be interesting. But...
and even more so, how side characters are going to play into this show.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to get much Foggy? Are we going to get much of...
I hope there's a lot of Foggy.
Oh, I love Foggy. I want Foggy and everything here, right? But, obviously we're going to get Nurse Claire.
Yes.
She's what brings them together, I assume.
One would assume she's the only common character in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Jones, I wasn't a big fan of, but it wasn't because of the character. It just never hooked me.
I get that.
And
it's a perfect adaptation of the comics. It's like, I didn't read the comics until after watching the show, but I was blown away. It was like watching the show all over.
Yeah, but Daredevil, Matt Murdock, God. I hope he takes like the leadership role and kind
of... we talked about this briefly before, but I think we might as well say it now. We're doing mini episodes based on 5s. We currently have 2 seasons of Daredevil. We got Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. That's 5. Before Defenders comes out, we should do a mini episode just on the Marvel Netflix TV shows.
Yeah. We'll have that recorded and posted sometime in the near future.
Yeah, maybe sometime around August in anticipation of Defenders.
Yeah.
And John Bernthal.
Yes. God, yes.
Fuck, he's a good Punisher.
He's perfect as Punisher.
Speaking of Netflix, my number 1, Stranger Things Season 2.
Awesome.
I fucking loved that show. And I know it blew up, and I know it's the most popular show of last year, at least, and it's one of the more popular and more hyped shows going on, but I don't care. It absolutely is worth the hype to me. I watched it as soon as it came out. The day it came out, I started watching it, and I kind of watched it over the next 2 days or so. And literally the night I finished the finale, and Charlotte said, I think I would like to watch it. And I said, you want to watch it now? I finished the finale and then went and sat down in the living room and started the show all over again.
Nice.
And I've watched it... I think I might have watched it another time since then. I'm going to watch it again before Season 2 comes out. I fucking love everything about it. The acting, the soundtrack, the art direction, the set pieces that made it look as 80s as it is. All the Dungeons and Dragons and how that plays in, and how I think it's going to play into Season 2. I expect... there was a shot in the trailer that had this big Hydra, and Did you watch Stranger Things?
I did.
Okay. In the finale, when Will's back and they're playing Dungeons & Dragons again, they're fighting Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
And and based on how the first episode, the Demogorgon, ended up being the villain of the season,
Yeah.
I think that's how they're going to do it. I think the show is kind of...
They're going to be taking on the Hydra?
Yeah, I think the D&D scenarios kind of come true somehow.
They're going to be taking on Hydra?
Yes.
And that's how we find out Captain America's double agent?
Yes. Exactly. I'm trying to think now what's left for your number one.
Justice League.
Justice League. There we go. I was like, what am I missing? What am I? Justice League.
Justice League.
Fuck, that looks good.
It looks so good, and I can't wait to see Aquaman. Aquaman is who I'm looking forward to seeing the most in that movie. I am a huge Flash fan. I'm a big Batman fan.
Yep.
Wonder Woman looks like it's going to be great. Cyborg, cool. But Aquaman is who I'm looking forward to the most.
The only way...
Not because of who's playing him or anything, just Aquaman.
But that helps for me.
Aquaman, like, part of why I'm looking forward to him the most is because so many people shit on the character.
Yes, they do.
And they don't understand how good Aquaman actually is. And I'm looking forward to Jason Momoa as Aquaman in this movie shutting so many people up.
Yep. I've been fighting for Aquaman for years. And actually I know that I'm getting an Aquaman t-shirt for my birthday next month. And I can't wait. And it is bright orange.
As it should be.
Yeah, bright orange with the classic Aquaman on the front. I can't wait.
They can choke on their haterade.
Let's briefly talk about the directorial change of Justice League.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, of course, Zack Snyder's daughter passed away, and it's very tragic.
Yes.
We're not gonna... I know a lot of shitty people are making shitty jokes about that, but yeah, it's nothing to joke about.
No, it's not.
And Joss Whedon has stepped up to take over. And a lot of people are using that as a point of, oh, maybe he'll save the movie. But I recently read an article
I don't think the movie needs to be saved.
No, and here's the reason. And I recently read an article with Joss Whedon talking about how he was hired to direct Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the reason he was meeting with DC. Did you know that?
No.
That's not... Nobody was talking about that. He was meeting and discussing a different project altogether. And then Batgirl got brought up as a side thing.
Okay.
So, I think, honestly, I think they brought Joss Whedon in last year sometime when they were filming to kind of head the whole thing, to oversee it and to make sure it went right. And, I mean, he had to be in some sort of position in order to step in as director. You can't just have any old director step in.
Yeah.
If they don't know the movie and don't know what's already been going on. I think
because then you're going to get two completely different feels, and there's going to be scenes that are completely off base with the rest of the movie.
Exactly. I think he was hired as sort of an executive director position. I think he was sort of guiding and helping Zack Snyder direct it in the first place.
Kind of overseeing and consulting. And
I think that's why they had all those reshoots everyone was worried about last month. Because they went back to reshoot a bunch of stuff. But, I mean, reshooting it's only going to help.
Yeah.
You know?
I looked at that as, like, yeah, it's very, very, very shitty what happened with Zack Snyder's family. And I think Kevin Smith and Mark Bernard nailed it when they said, like, he has to go heal his heart, fix his family. Like, he has to do what's right for him. Because this is one of the most tragic things that can happen to any parent.
Yeah.
So he has to go do that. But I was already excited for this movie with Zack Snyder directing. But now with Joss Whedon coming in and taking over, like, finishing the movie, I think it's going to take the best parts of Snyder's vision, the best parts of Whedon's vision, and put them together, and I hope what comes out is beautiful.
Yep, me too. I think that, yes, Joss Whedon's going to do a good job. I think you're going to feel some of the Whedon style in there, and I think it's going to be one of those a movie that helps DC pick up its universe.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be that different from what Zack Snyder was directing in the first place.
I don't see it being a clash of two styles. I hope that it works out so it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah. I feel like Joss could help fix some of the dialogue and honestly just not even touch Snyder's fight scenes as is, because Watchmen, 300, Batman versus Superman, even the fight scenes are just unbelievable. Snyder has a knack for it.
Oh, the fight scene where Batman's going in and saving Martha.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the best Batman fight scene there has ever been.
Better than Bane? Okay, second best.
Yeah.
But I mean,
the way Batman moved in that scene is how Batman, like, Christian Bale's Batman kicked some ass, but I found he was very stiff and rigid in his movements.
Not quite Michael Keaton stiff, but I mean, that's mostly the suit.
Yes. But in that fight scene, the Affleck Batman seemed acrobatic. He was fast. He was all over the place, doing things that the Bale Batman was very robotic to me.
Yeah.
In his fight scenes. And so, the movement in that Batman saving Martha fight reminded me of playing the Arkham games.
Okay, yeah. And I haven't played that much. I have played all of the games, but I haven't finished them all. Yeah. And that was my favorite part. The action sequences, especially the stealth, it was the most I've ever felt like Batman,
Yeah.
And I know what you're saying. Yeah, that fight scene in particular.
The Zack Snyder action scenes do not need to be touched.
No.
Joss coming in, polishing the dialogue scenes a bit. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
And on that note, I think we can wrap up our first minisode.
Yep.
Just to recount here, just because I'm excited to say that all this is coming out this year. Game of Thrones Season 7, Riverdale Season 2, Baby Driver, Spider-Man Homecoming, Kingsman: The Golden Circle, Stranger Things.
It, The Hitman's Bodyguard, The Last Jedi, The Defenders, and Justice League.
And not to mention, we've got Thor Ragnarok coming out.
Wonder Woman.
Well, Wonder Woman will be out by the time this releases.
But we haven't seen it yet.
Nope. The Dark Tower looks good.
Yeah.
We've got, what else?
Actually, I'm pretty sure at the time of recording this, Wonder Woman hits theaters tomorrow night.
Oh. I can't wait to see that.
I'm so excited.
And the reviews, I think, have been so far good.
Yeah.
I know that Fat Man and Batman released their review this morning. I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, I'll be listening to it after Emily goes to work tonight. But yeah, so that wraps up our first minisode. So we've been Jedi Dropouts. Thanks for dropping by.
And be sure to drop out.